The biggest thing that made my transition really easy is the fact that I got involved early. As soon as I came to campus, I was looking for clubs, you could do recruitment, just ways to make friends, and those are people you can lean on throughout your first semester and then continuing into your time at Clemson.
I know a lot of people from my high school going to Clemson, so starting my freshman year, I kind of had like a lot of people to hang out with, but I also met a lot of new people through organizations and everything like that.
One thing that made my transition to Clemson easier was how welcoming some of the upperclassmen were to me during my first semester.
Definitely the community. The welcoming atmosphere in the dorms. People would just knock on doors, get to know everyone.
The loving and welcoming community that I've found here has definitely made my transition a lot easier.
Then I made it a priority to get to know my professors. One of the biggest things that stresses me out are my grades, and this was a perfect way to make me feel confident in my schoolwork and also allowed me to form a connection on campus.
I went home maybe twice in the fall semester, and I don't think I went home at all in the spring semester. But luckily my parents are Clemson fans, so they came for almost every football game, and I saw them several times in the spring, which definitely made it easier.
I have to fly home anytime I go home for a break. So I still manage to go home every break because I want to see my family.
I probably go home twice a year, once at Christmas and then once for summer break.
Last year I just went home for the major breaks, so Thanksgiving break, winter break, and spring break. But some of my friends on campus are also from Ohio, and they went home for fall break and long weekends as well.
I got involved on campus with organizations like the Symphonic Band and Greek Live. This was a perfect way for me to stay busy and make new friends that made me feel comfortable and really make me never want to leave campus.
I handled not being home by just finding ways to occupy my time, whether that was studying, hanging out with friends, or just attending some of the social events that Clemson has to offer.
My friends, just hanging out with them, spending time with them, it makes Clemson a second home.
You don't have to have the full college experience that year. You have 3 more years to go.
But there's definitely going to be an adjustment period for most people, so don't feel like you're alone if you feel like you're still adjusting at the beginning of the school year.
You don't have to do everything on your own. You have tons of people around you who care about you and want you to succeed, and you can use them. They're there to help you.
Okay to be out of state. I did feel a little out of place being not from South Carolina.
I wish that I had known that going to office hours is the best way to help yourself if you're struggling in a class.
Say not worry so much about, trying to find a place to fit in or belong in, because I feel like, at the end of the day, everybody's going to find a place to belong in.
I wish someone had told me to stop and just kind of enjoy what I was doing and not rush around all the time.
My favorite spot on campus is the Watts Center. I like to study there, and I also like to get an in-between class snack.
My favorite place on campus is definitely the rowing docks. It's a great place to sit back, hang out with your friends, watch the sunset, and just relax after a long day of class.
My favorite spot on campus is probably Bowman Field. It's a huge grassy area, lots of sun, lots of light, and it's a great view of campus.
My favorite spot on campus is probably Cooper Library. I go to the library probably about every day.
But probably have to say Death Valley. The experience you get on the hill is like no other, and plus, who doesn't love game days?
My favorite spot on campus is President's Park. I lived in Douthit, so every day on my way to class I would walk through there, and the scenery would always put me in a good mood.
Depending on the weather, I don't mind sitting outside in the amphitheater.
My favorite spot would have to be the Botanical Gardens. It's nice and peaceful to run there, and they have a gazebo out by the lake, and it's just beautiful to watch the sunset.
It would definitely have to be the amphitheater, not only because you can see a great sunset and a great starry night from there, but because there's no better place on campus.
My favorite spot on campus is the library. First off, there's a Starbucks, but ultimately it was the place that served as my study area where I could get all my work done, and also a meeting area where my friends and I could chill between classes. Go Tigers!